I hope there is some technical issues. Let me start. Tourism can be described as traveling to various tourist and heritage locations in a state, country, or anywhere in the world. It helps us to learn the history, cultural, and heritage of the place that is passed on to the people from generation to generation. Also, we learn a lot about different cultures, practical issues, and interacting with people of multiple backgrounds and manners. It helps us to learn the heritage and culture of our own land too. Our state Tripura is one of the prominent tourist places, which includes Chobimura, Sipaijala, Rudrasagar, and Pilak. So the PPT, let me continue. Chobimura is also known as Chakrakma. Sir, slide number 3. So next slide please. Here we can see our state Tripura. In this map we can see our tourist places of Tripura. So next slide please. Chobimura is also known as Chakrakma. Is famous for its panels of rock carvings on steep mountain wall on the bank of Gomati River, Amarpur. There are huge carved images of Shiva, Vishnu, Kartikeya, Mahishasur Mardini Durga, and other gods and goddesses. It is situated on the bank of Gomati River, Amarpur subdivision. It is 82 km away from Agartala, 30 km away from Udaipur, and 12 km away from Amarpur subdivision. The biggest idol of Ma Durga is raw carving is about 20 feet high. The carving images date back to 15th and 16th centuries AD. These beautiful images are carved with a lot of dexterity on the rocky surfaces of Devta Mura, which is steep at 90 degrees. The hill ranges are carved with rock jungles, and one can reach the abode of gods only after trekking through these jungles. Sir, next slide please. There are total 4 panels of rock cut sculptures on the mountain walls. The panel measures about 9 meters and 5 meters. These panels consist of images of Shiva, Vishnu, Kartikeya, Ganesha, and Devi Shakti with their proper Vahans according to Hindu mythology. This panel is also known as Panchadevta. Further downstream, there is another panel showing a procession of queen palanquin followed by several horses. This group consists of 37 male and female figures along with their leader. Further downstream, there is another panel showing Vrishabhahana Shiva holding Damru in his hand. So next slide please. Devi Chakrama has 10 hands. Her right leg is firmly placed on the buffalo demon Mahishasur, while the left leg rests on the back of the lion. The hair of goddess is replaced by a number of snakes erecting from her head. It is something like that of Medusa. There is a cave on the left side of Gomati River. Jamatia legend has it that King Chichingfa has stashed all these treasures was then guarded by a gigantic python. In Chobimura, there are several gods and goddesses, which is really enchantful to look at. The beautiful nature, the carolings of birds, and the lake is pleasurable treat to eyes, mind, and heart. The whole scenario is like heaven. So next slide, please. So next slide, please.
I guess there is some technical glitch, Shaptadipa. You continue.
Okay, ma'am. I'm coming to my next topic about Sipaijala Wildlife Sanctuary, which is the third largest wildlife sanctuary in Tripura. It is about 18.53 square kilometer, 7.15 square mile. It is about 26 kilometers far from the city of Agartala. It is a woodland with an artificial lake and natural botanical garden. It also has clouded leopard enclosure. The sanctuary was declared protected area in 1987. Initiated in 1972, the sanctuary has five sections: carnivore, primates, ungulates, reptiles, and aviary. The aviary has 150 species of birds, and in the primate section there are four species of primate. The macaw, the pictal macaw, capped langur, and speckled langur. The sanctuary has been developed both as wildlife sanctuary and as an academic research center. The terrain is green throughout the year. Weather is temperate except for the two humid months of March and April. There are several lakes. So next slide please. There is accommodation of the forest in a deck bungalow called Abasarika near the botanical garden, zoo and boating lake. The zoo is 33.4 kilometers inside the sanctuary. The sanctuary is near Agartala and is spread over an area of little more than 13 square kilometers. So next slide please. Now we have the 13th national lake is about Rudra Sagar. So next slide please. Next slide. Rudrasagar Lake is also known as Tivijilikma Rudijala and is also popularly known as Royal Palace of Agartala. It is a lake located in Malagar, Tripura, India. The Rudrasagar Lake is in Malagar block of Shonamura subdivision of Sipaijala district. The lake forms a geographical area of 2.4 kilometers square and situated at a distance of about 52 kilometers from sedimentation reservoir, which receives flow from three perennial streams, namely Nuachhara, Durlabh Narayanchhara, and Kemtali Chhara. Fluctuation in water level varies from 9 to 16. A palace known as Neen Mahal, it is also known as Water Palace, is situated near the northeast bank in the midst of the lake. In 1935, the palace is a highly ornate structure with carved balconies, towers, and bridges and domes, and has a fairy tale reflection in the reflection in the beautiful lake of Rudrasagar. This elegant palace is showcase of Agartala culture. It is constructed by the Tripura king Maharaja Veer Vikram Kishore Manikya Bahadur in between 1935 and 1938 as summer resort. I would suggest you guys to visit the palace to see culture, heritage and beauty of our land Tripura. Now my last topic is about Pilak. So next slide please. This map shows the archaeological site of South Tripura, Pilak. So next slide please. Pilak is an archaeological site in the Shanti Bazar subdivision of South Tripura district of the Indian state of Tripura. Many images and structures belonging to Buddhist and Hindu sects. They have been discovered here since 1927. Antiquities found here are dated to 8th to 12th century sandstone sculptures of the Pilak site which represent a heterodox culture of Hinduism and Buddhism. So, of 9th to 13th, sir, previous slide. 13th century are on display at the Tripura Government Museum. Pilak is home to archaeological remains from the 8th and 9th century, located about 100 kilometers from Agartala. It is famous for, as an epicenter of Hindu and Buddhist art. So next slide please. The site of civilization which flourished during 8th to 12th centuries of the Christian era has been a great of culture of heterodox creeds and sects representing both Hinduism and Buddhism. For example, Shiva, Surya, Vaishnavi, and Buddhism, for example, Hinayana, Mahayana, Vajrayana, which bear testimony to peaceful coexistence of the two cultures. Among the many things to see in Pilak, one is the terracotta plaques sealed with stone images of Avalokiteshvara and Narasimhan. The stone sculptures reflect the existence of heterodox sects and creeds portraying both Hinduism and Buddhism. Thank you. So I want to conclude my presentation by a token of appreciation. Thank you.
Very well said. You said about the king, Chichingfa, and it was a coincidence that I came to know about the story from Debasrita. Debasrita, why don't you share the story which you said me about Shobimura? There is a myth which is considered to be, found in many places. So why don't you share that story with us?
Yes, ma'am, definitely. I would like to share that story. So basically, it is believed, according to the Jamatia tribes, they have a belief that there was a king named Chichingfa who had all his treasures hidden in caves of Chabimura. But according to their belief, it is believed that the king he also placed two big pythons over there for the protection of his treasure. And he even warned everyone not to go to the cave before or after evening because it is believed that the python may kill them. So it is a story which I heard from grandma, and there are many more stories which if I like start telling it would like take
Yeah, the
whole
day will
evening.
end.
Yes,
Yeah,
ma'am, without
I also heard
able
about, I also heard a story like it is also called as the Swarka Dwar. Like Chobibura
to.
is a place by which you can go and travel. The explorers, they have come to our place and they have seen the place. But alas, nobody could cross the forbidden lake or the inside the cave, the place. Very well said, Shaptadipa. We have come to know so many facts from your presentation.
Thank
Thank
you,
you so
ma'am.
much. Next, I would request our guest, chief guest, Subhash Das sir. About him, what should I say? He is himself a person who travels a lot. He has already traveled 21 countries. He is a dramatist who plays, he is a writer. He has written many travelogues. Even I came to know from him that every year there is a small magazine which is he published by his own will. So, and it is available in Gyan Bichitra also. If you want, you can purchase it from there. From him, I came to know that he has done so much of research. He has written so much about our own state. So, can I have our respected chief guest on stage, sir?
Some problem cropped up in my mobile. So sorry,
No,
disturbance.
sir, you are audible. You are audible and visible. Over to you, sir.
Madam, at the very beginning, I would like to express my congratulations and appreciation to all the participants, the panelists, young panelists, those who have already presented their things, and also the spectators, friends, and audiences, those who are witnessing the show. Actually, I have traveled many areas, and I have you can say I am a travel lover from my childhood. because I was born in a village, but even then, some passionate love for traveling that was there in me from the very childhood. So in my during my school life, my college life, and my service life, I tried to travel whatever I could do. And Tripura, when I was in tourism department as director of the tourism department, uh, I traveled almost all the pros and corners of Tripura state and India also and abroad also. However, this day, this National Tourism Day, you have already said, our panelists already said that this day is observed uh, with a view to highlighting or showcasing our tourist assets, our properties, our tourist spots, whatever we have to our countrymen as well as to the people living outside our country with a view to, I should say, promote our tourism, with a view to attract people to visit our place and to arouse love for tourism, arouse in the people, inspire the people to undertake tourism, undertake travel. Because if you allow me to say in one line the importance of tourism, I would like to say the entire world is a book. The entire world is a book. Those who do not travel read only a page of it. আমি বলতে চাইছি যে আমাদের এই বিশ্ব সংসারটা একটা বইয়ের মতো, মোটা বইয়ের মতো। যারা ভ্রমণ করে না, ঘুরে না, বেড়ায় না, তারা শুধু এই বইয়ের একটি পৃষ্ঠাই পড়ে, বাকি পৃষ্ঠাগুলো অপঠিত থেকে যায়। কারণ এক পৃষ্ঠা দিয়ে বইয়ের ভেতরের রস, তার স্বাদ, তার ঐশ্বর্য, তার ভাব সেটা পাওয়া যায় না। ফলে ভ্রমণ, that means tourism, is very important, very significant, not only in our individual life, our cultural life, our economic life, our national life. Everywhere tourism is very important. And because you have also mentioned these youngsters, they have also mentioned, the panelists also mentioned, the tourism has a very important role to play in our national life, our economic life. They have mentioned that this is contributing in some way, in a great way, to our economic life. Suppose if you take the economy of our country, the tourism sector, it is contributing to the ups and downs of our GDP growth and employment generation. This is most important in the context of today's necessity. Employment generation most important. And through this tourism sector, in many ways employment can be generated in transport sector, in hospitality sector, in cultural sector, in industrial sector, in cottage industry sector. Everywhere tourism sector contributes, generates employment. So this is important in terms of most important aspects of our economy, where generation of employment nowadays is coming, what should I say, ধীরে ধীরে কমে আসছে, কর্মসংকোচ কমে আসছে, চাকরি নেই, সরকারি চাকরি নেই, কাজ নেই। কিন্তু এই ট্যুরিজম সেক্টরের মধ্যে কাজ করার সুযোগ, যোগাযোগ ব্যবস্থা, একজন রিক্সা পোলার পর্যন্ত, একজন অটো রিক্সা পোলারও এই ট্যুরিজম সেক্টর থেকে লাভ করতে পারে। ট্যুরিস্টদেরকে বহন করে বিভিন্ন ভাবে ট্যুরিজম সেক্টর, হসপিটালিটি সেক্টর, হোটেল, রেস্তোরাঁ বলার অপেক্ষা রাখে না, প্রচুর লোক সেখানে কাজ করতে পারে। ফলে ইন ডিফারেন্ট ইকোনমিক অ্যাক্টিভিটিস ট্যুরিজম ইজ এ ওয়ান অফ দি মোস্ট ইম্পর্টেন্ট কন্ট্রিবিউটর। এছাড়াও
খুব সুন্দর
যেটা
স্যার, আপনি the outlook that you have given, it is actually an inspiring for our youngsters who are sitting on the other side of the uh, panel, and also those who are the panelists. It is a great learning for all of them. The employment is also one of the gradually what will happen to our economy. Tourism will take a huge role in the coming years, as you
yes,
said.
yes, yeah, yeah. And in most of, and in some of the countries of the world, almost 80% of contribution to the GDP is coming from
Tourism.
this tourism. Say about Thailand, most of their GDP, it is coming from tourism only. Switzerland, Macau,
Yes, the resource they have is tourism.
many countries, they are depending on Dubai itself also, depending on
Yes,
tourism only in many
totally.
respects. So it is in our national life, economic life, tourism is most important and significant. And if we take our personal life, individual life, you see, as a student, Ritesh or Devasmita or Saptadeepa, anyone, any student, in their personal life, individual life, this education, this tourism educates this people, educates the people. It broadens the mind of the people. It expands the knowledge of the people, because tourism sector is standing on two legs, mainly two legs. One is geography, one is history. Those who travel, they know the history, they can know the geography of the country. Geography means what is geography? That is our natural properties, our rivers, our hills, our deserts, our forests, our flora, fauna, our birds. So these are geography, natural properties. It is geography. And what is history? Our past, our architecture, our archaeology, our culture, our literature, our paintings, our sculptures. Those are history. So these two main things, one pillar is geography, one pillar is history. Tourism moves on two legs, geography and history. So who travels, they can know the geography of a country, geography of a region, geography of a state, and also history, culture, sculptures, everything. So it expands
Indirectly,
our knowledge.
if we know the
Tourism
tourism,
expands our knowledge.
yes, truly said, sir.
Yeah, tourism sector expands our knowledge in our individual life. It broadens our mind. It helps us to mix with the people, and it builds relation between people to people relation, nation to nation relation, community to community relation, culture to culture relation. And that is most important in this world of much diversities. The people should build relation in individual level, at community level, at national level, at racial level. Everywhere we should build up relations, friendship, fraternity, and that can be achieved only mostly through tourism. So in this world of hatred, in this world of division, we should promote, highlight tourism, and encourage our children also to undertake travel. Because suppose traveling, this feeling of traveling, that is inborn, inborn. If you ask a child, যদি তুমি কোনো আমি বাচ্চাদেরকে বলছি, যদি তুমি তোমার ছোট ভাইটিকে বলো স্কুলে যাবি, সে বলবে না, আরে পড়তে বস না, না পড়বো না। এর মামার বাড়ি বেড়াতে যাবি, তৎক্ষণাৎ সে বলে দেবে হ্যাঁ বেড়াতে যাবো।
হ্যাঁ, যাবে।
Absolutely.
পড়তে বললে বলবে না পড়বো না, বই নিয়ে বসতে বললে বলবে না। কিন্তু যেই বলবো মামার বাড়ি যাবে কিনা চল, দেন সে বলবে হ্যাঁ যাবো। কেননা তার ভেতরে ভ্রমণের ব্যাপারটা ভেতরে জন্মগত ভাবে আছে। এখন আমাদের কাজ হলো
What an
our
observer, sir, you are.
our
What an
work is
observer.
to arouse that things in the people, in the student, in the youngsters, everyone. So I should say that tourism has a very important or very significant role in our personal life, individual life, a student's life, a parent's life, cultural life, social life. Everywhere tourism has a great role to play. So, Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan's this the endeavor, the attempt they have taken to encourage, to organize, to arrange this nice program today on this occasion of National Tourism Day. I should convey my thanks to the authority of the Bhavan, its principal, and you all people who are just presenting these things, highlighting these things, showcases these things. And finally, I would like to quote from our Vishwakavi Rabindranath Tagore, a small portion of his poem, small portion.
Sure,
I
sure,
love
sir. Please.
I love to travel.
Yes,
I
sure.
love abroad many times, but I love my country, my state very much in comparison to other place. Whenever I goes to anywhere in the world, I come back to to my state, and because I love my state, I love my states. These places, whatever you mentioned, Pilak, Sobimuda. I am from Sobimuda, Amarpur subdivision. So from my school life, I was visiting Sobimuda.
And
So
you
I
have a
love
book
the
also
country.
written on Tobimura.
Yeah. I have a book on Sobimura Desh. That is a compilation of essays of different writers. Sobimura Desh. So a quote from Rabindranath Tagore. You might be knowing that quote. বহুদিন ধরে বহু ক্রোশ দূরে বহু ব্যয় করি বহু দেশ ঘুরে দেখিতে গিয়েছি পর্বতমালা দেখিতে গিয়েছি সিন্ধু দেখা হয় নাই চক্ষু মেলিয়া ঘর হতে শুধু দুই পা ফেলিয়া একটি ধানের শীষের উপর একটি শিশির বিন্দু।
Bah.
আমি সারা দুনিয়া ঘুরি, সারা দেশ ঘুরি, কিন্তু আমার রাজ্যে যে সম্পদ আছে, আমার ত্রিপুরাতে যে সম্পদ আছে, সেগুলি আমার কাছে অনেক বেশি মূল্যবান। আমি অনেক জায়গায় ঘুরেছি, অনেক জায়গায় দেখেছি, বহু ক্রোশ দূর গিয়েছি, কিন্তু আমার ঘরের কাছে ধানের শিশির উপর একটি শিশির বিন্দু এত সুন্দর আমার রাজ্য, সেটাকে আমাকে দেখতে হবে, ঘুরতে হবে। আমি আগে আগে আমি নিজেকে জানি, আমার সারাউন্ডিংস জানি, তারপর আমি বিশ্বকে জানবো। আমি তোমাদের বলবো পড়াশোনার ফাঁকে আমাদের আমাদের গার্জিয়ানরা, অভিভাবকরা এখন কি করে, ছেলে মেয়েদেরকে আবৃত্তি শেখায়, নাচ শেখায়, গান শেখায়, নাটক শেখায়। আমি বলবো তাদেরকে ভ্রমণ করতেও বলুন, ভ্রমণও শেখান। মোস্ট ইম্পর্টেন্ট ভ্রমণ শেখানো, গার্জিয়ানও
Sure.
একটা দায়িত্ব আছে। নিজেরা বাচ্চাদেরকে নিয়ে ঘুরতে বেরোন, যান এখানে সেখানে, that will help in many ways. So thank you everybody. um, I have
Thank
spent
you.
a nice time with the youngsters, very
Thank
nice
you.
presentation.
Thank you so much, sir. But I guess there was some technical issues for which the introduction part was missed. So I will again like to introduce my panelists. The first panelist who spoke just now was Shoptadipa Ghosh. She is a student of class 8. We have
Okay.
Debasmita Shaha.
Good
She is also a
evening.
student of class 8. And we have Ritesh Ghoroy, another from class 8. And the person who has given so much of his valuable time. Sir is having such an hectic schedule, but in spite of that, Sir has given his valuable time. He is none other than Sri Subhash Das Sir. He is retired TCS and former director of ICAT department. Thank you so much, sir. We at Bhavas Tripura Vidya Mandir always we try to celebrate the each and every day the important days in the calendar, so that the values just now that you said can be inculcated in our students. And this panel discussion is a part of such endeavors. Thank you so much, sir, for giving your valuable
Thank you.
time.
Thank you. Thank you
Uh,
very much.
sir, we will also like to show you a short video which has been made by our students on Tripura. So, can I
Fine.
have the video, sir? Abir, sir?
পুষ্প ভরা আমাদের এই বসুন্ধরা, তাহার মাঝে আছে দেশ এক, সকল দেশের সেরা। ও সে স্বপ্ন দিয়ে তৈরি সে দেশ, ঘেরা। এমন দেশ কোথাও খুঁজে পাবে না গো তুমি, সকল দেশেরা মিশেছে আমার জন্মভূমি, সে যে আমার জন্মভূমি, সে যে আমার জন্মভূমি।
Thank you so much, sir. But this was the video which was made on the tourism of India. There is another video which has been made by none other than our Debasrita, who is also the co-moderator of the show, and that is on Tripura. I guess it is video number 2, Abir sir. Video number 2. Thank you so much, sir. That was our little presentation which our young minds they have prepared on this occasion. We will continue with our the last two panelists with the further discussion. Thank you for your valuable time. Our next panelist is Devasmita Shaha. Yes, Devasmita, you want to add something before she starts?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, sir truly said one thing, that truly tourism industry for our country is just an antidote which can eventually reduce our poverty in the state, in the
Yes,
country. Truly, it's
right.
an antidote. Very
And he
well.
also say that it is just like a book. We are turning on the pages. Let's see what Devasmita has in the page for us. Over to you, Devasmita.
Yes, ma'am.
Good evening. I am Neoshmita Shah from class 8E. Today, I'm here to speak about and let you all know about a few of the popular and immensely beautiful tourist destinations of the third smallest state in our country, our state Tripura. I would request Abir sir to showcase the PPTs. Sir, please go to the next slide. So, this is our state Tripura. The black lines here separate the district borders and the blue lines showcase the rivers. Next slide, please. My first topic is Koshba Kalibari. Now, you may wonder why I chose this as part of my panel discussion. Well, let me tell you. But before getting on to the point, let me tell you a story, or this can be counted as the history of this place. Koshba Kalibari is situated in Koshba. So please change the slide. This word metamorphically means town in the language Farsi. The ancient name of the place was Kamalagar or Koilagar. After the victory of King or Maharaja Kalyan Manikya over the ruler of Bengal, Surya, the former built this fort to further secure the then princely state of Tripura. Next slide, please. The Koshba Kalibari is an extremely popular Shakti shrine located beside the international border. It is 31 kilometers away from the capital city Agartala. The work of this temple was initiated by Maharaja Kalyan Manikya but was completed by his successor Maharaja Dhanya Manikya in the late 15th century. Now, you might ask, why should we visit this place? Well, let me tell you. Sir, please change the slide. The deity installed in the Shakti shrine of Koshba is of goddess Durga. But as the base platform has an image of Lord Shiva, the 10-handed Durga fighting the buffalo demon Mahishasur is worshipped as goddess Kali. Koshba, besides being known to have a temple, also attracts tourists because of its natural beauty. It is located on a hillock overlooking a beautiful lake named Kamla Sagar. Located besides the India-Bangladesh border, the lush green grasslands and a tranquil lake grants the pilgrims and tourists a great scenic beauty of great serenity. Moreover, when I visited the temple myself, I observed the exquisite and mesmerizing eyes of the deity. The eyes, unlike any other, are made of gold, and when I looked into those, I genuinely felt lost. It's an experience of mind traveling there, and I would highly recommend you visiting there too. My next topic is Koila Shahar. So please change the slide. Okay, that's fine. So, Kailash Shahar or Koila Shahar is the fourth largest urban area in the northeastern state of Tripura, which is located near the Bangladesh border. It is the administrative center of the Unakoti district. It is a municipal council under the Gaurnagar block. Please change the slide. Well, let me tell you a part of its history. Kailashahar was the ancient capital of the Tripura kingdom or Tripura. Its history is intertwined with Unakoti and it is well known for its stone and rock carvings dating from the 7th to 9th centuries AD. A Shiva disciple who started the Tripuravara, which is the Tripuri calendar, prayed for Lord Shiva at Chambulnagar village on the banks of the Mau or Manu river. It is assumed that the Chambulnagar mentioned in the Rajmala, which is the royal chronology of Tripura, was situated near the Unakoti hills. The prince prayed for Mahadev in Unakoti. Kailashahar may be the legendary Chambulnagar. Lord Hara or Shiva lived in Kailash, which influenced the name of the region to Kailash Hara, which later transformed into Kailash Shahar. King Adi Dharmapad of Tripura ruled there in the 7th century, and he performed yajna with pomp and joy. You might question what is the attraction of this place? Let me tell you. Sir, please change the slide. This include the Lakhi Narayan Bari. There is a myth I have heard from my mother about this temple. She said that earlier a couple of pigeons used to sit on a branch of the tremendous tree present there. It is an antique monument dedicated to Lord Krishna and Radha. Kailashahar also has the Tirupati Balaji Mandir, situated in Bilashpur Dologao, 10 kilometers away from the main urban area. Here in Kailashahar, you can also find beautiful tea estates, parks, and a popular place there of tea estates is the Jagannathpur Tea Valley, which I visited myself. The main or most prominent attraction of Kailashahar is Unokoti, or in local language it's called Subrai Khong. It's an ancient Shivayat place of worship with huge rock reliefs celebrating Shiva. Here we find one less than 1 crore idols and statues of gods and goddesses carved in stone. It is 8 kilometers away from the Kailashahar city. Next to Unogoti, there is a park called Unogoti Eco Park. It is a natural area with great deal of natural beauty. Please change the slide. Now, let's know about the Mahamuni Buddha Mandir. The Mahamuni Buddha temple is situated in the northeastern part of the Sabrum subdivision in Manubankul village in South Tripura. It is 119 kilometers away from Agartala. It has a Buddhist religious architecture. This holy pilgrimage was built under the leadership of Mathu monk years back. Please change the slide. Let me talk of its features. The temple has a central shrine framed by an extensive grass lawn. The sanctum holds a large Mahamuni image and it has a roof carving made of 7 tiered roofs. Moreover, it provides good educational impact, besides reflecting the hard work of the artisans and religiousness. There is a traditional festival celebrated there, the Auha festival, where Lord Buddha is not only worshipped by the Buddhists but also the non Buddhists, including the Hindus. Mahamuni Pagoda is an ancient monastery dominated by the ethnic Chakma, Mog, and Barua tribal communities of Tripura. It was once visited by Dalai Lama. Please change the slide. The best time to visit this place is during the months of March and April. During this festival, the state attracts thousands of Buddhists and non Buddhists, even from neighboring countries like Myanmar, Thailand, Sri Lanka, and Bangladesh. Next slide, please. Then we have Dumbur, popularly known as the Dumbur Lake. The Dumbur Lake is a charming water body located in Gandachra subdivision, 120 kilometers away from the capital Agartala. An interesting fact is that the look of the lake is just like the tabor-shaped small drum, the Damru or Dumbur of Lord Shiva, from which the name of the lake Dumbur originated. It is a massive water body acquiring an area of 41 square kilometers with an unending spell of luxuriant green vegetation. The majestic beauty of the place is further exceeded by the 48 islands in the midst of the lake. Migratory birds and water sports are additional attractions here. Next slide, please. Now, do you know there is a hydel power project near the lake from where the river Gomti originates, and it is called Tirthamukh, where on 14 January every year the famous Posh Sankranti Mela takes place. The lake is the confluence of river Raima and Sharma. Migratory birds are found here during the winters. Dumbur Lake is surrounded by mangroves on all sides and is a truly scenic place to visit. The boat ride there allows a view of the lake and its surroundings like no other. It takes a total of 90 minutes for the total ride there, 45 minutes to go and 45 minutes to come back through boats. Please change the slide. There is a popular destination, the Coconut Island, popularly called the Nakal Kunjo. There are around 14 islands in the area itself. This island has gradually developed into a prominent tourist destination in the area. Well, this place is considered sacred as many people come here to deliver the asthis or the bones and ashes left after cremation of their beloved ones. It's a matter of fact that it is called the Amazon of the Northeast, in case you don't know. This place is an exact replication of the lakes in Kerala. It will be fun to know that in the past few years, for the sake of tourism, several resorts have been developed here, which are in great contrast with the environment. This makes the view look vibrant. Moreover, last year, on the occasion of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, on 25th January, a hanging bridge had been built there for the tourists. So, next slide, please. Here we can see some glimpse of Dumbur. Next slide. So, I would really love to go there and visit the scenic places. And I would also recommend you going there. So, I believe that it will be a fun to do so. And thus, I conclude my speech. Regards. Thank you.
Thank you, Devasmita. It was, the last slide that you have shown us, the Dumbur Lake. From where did you collect the picture? I mean, it was looking so pretty. It's like heaven on earth.
Actually,
I would,
Devasrita will help me in this.
okay, that's great. Devasmita ma'am is doing a hell lot of job. Uh, let's come back to our one story I would like to share with you regarding Kamala Sagar. Now, I came to know from one of my teachers that during Dhanamanikya, there was scarcity of water. And so Dhanamanikya, he constructed a pond. But unfortunately, the water level did not rise. For many days it went on. There was no rain, no water. One day in the morning, when Dhanamanikya woke up, he was observing that his wife, Kamala Devi, okay, she was going down the steps in the pond that has been constructed. And gradually, the water started to rise. So the myth is like Kamala Devi has sacrificed her life so that there is water for the people around. So the queen has sacrificed herself so that the other people can get water. Thus, the name Kamla Sagar came. Isn't it wonderful to know this?
Yes, ma'am. Even I would like to add something, ma'am, about Tirthamuk. Like Devashmita already told that about the Tirthamuk. Truly, ma'am, I visited there, I guess, around in 2019, and it was so beautiful because it's the meeting point of two rivers, Raima and Sharma. And that place is believed to be so auspicious that people do the last rituals of their close ones there, as they believe that place to be holy. That if they'll do the last rituals over there, they believe that their loved ones will go to the heaven. And that place also has few small like temples, shrines of Devi Ganga, and she is worshipped over there. And due to that, that place is known as Tirthamuk, because many of the people or the pilgrims, they do travel there to just do all like to visit that
On
holy place.
holiday.
That's why it is named
Yes,
as
yes.
Tirthamuk. Yes, ma'am.
Tirthamukhi, right. Very informative, isn't it, Devasmita? And the slides that you have presented, it shows so many things. Very informative. We could know so much. And at your stage, even I didn't knew so much of things which you people have shown us today. So coming to our next panelist and the last panelist of today's panel discussion is Ritesh Guhoroy. So, sir, can we have Ritesh on stage, please? Over to you, Ritesh.
A very good afternoon. A very good evening. Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. A very good evening, one and all present here. Myself, Ritesh Goroy of Class 8, is here present for panel discussion. Sir, slide, please. So I think there is some technical. Let me start with my topics. So first slide, please. Yes, here we can see the Vienna National Tourism Day, which is celebrated on 25th January. Next slide, please, sir. Tourist place Tripura leave no scarcity to make you feel swell with its natural beauty. The third smallest state of India is a home to numerous tourist places in Tripura. Next slide, please, sir. So let me discuss with my topics of discussion. So my topic is Matabari or Tripura Sundari Temple, Water Palace or Nirmahal, Unakoti, Ujjanta Palace. Next slide, please, sir. Krishna Wildlife Sanctuary and 14 God and Goddesses. So next slide, please, sir. Let me start with my first topic, Matabari or Tripureshwari Temple. So please change the slide. Matabari or Tripureshwari Temple. Maharaja Dhanya Manikya made the Tripureshwari Temple in 1501. Next slide, sir. Map for Tripura Matabari located. It is about 55 kilometers from Agartala. Here we see map of Matabari. History about Matabari. After victory of Chattogram, Maharaja got an order in dream, and from Chandranath Tirtha of Bangladesh he got the idol. Next slide, please, sir. Next slide. Tripura Sundari as canopy. It was village south leg finger higher on this place and under one canopy. Next slide, please, sir. Matabi, which was the highest visitor for a temple in northeast after Kamakhya temple. Next slide, please, sir. So let me come on my second topic, that is Nirmal or the water palace. Next slide, please, sir. Nirmal. Nirmal mini water place is a formal royal place built by King Vikram Kishore Manikya Bahadur of the erstwhile kingdom of Tripura, India, in the middle of the lake Rudrasagar in 1930 and was completed by 1938. Next slide, sir. Map of Nirmahal. Where is so,
We can
I
see the
guess
map
there
of
are,
Neer Mahal. Yes,
yes,
so
Nirmahal.
ma'am, I guess there are some technical issues.
yeah, so can you just continue, Debasrita?
Yes, ma'am. Okay, ma'am, we got Ritesh back, I guess.
Yeah, Ritesh, as
Yes,
we
Ritesh?
ma'am.
can
Can I
see,
start?
this is the map of Neer Mahal. Please continue.
Yes, ma'am. Yes. Next slide, please, sir. Yes. About Neen Mahal. Neen Mahal, also known as Tuizilkmanium, literally a water place, is a formal royal place of Tripura Kingdom. Is also the largest water place in India. The place is situated in the middle of Rudrasagar Lake or Tuizilkma in Malagar, 53 kilometers from Agartala, the capital of Tripura. Next slide, sir. History. So what is the history? Let us know about the history. Nirmahal was constructed as the summer residence of the royal family. Maharaja Veer Vikram Kishore Manikya Dev Burman built this place in 1921. He was belonged to the Manikya dynasty, which is supposed to be the second longest remaining dynasty in the world. Next slide, sir. Attraction. What is the attraction of the place? So every year in the month of August is the best time to visit the place because the festival is observed by the locals called Leen Mahal Water Festival. The festival goes on for 3 days and many colorful cultural programs and eventing is in the evening. Next slide, please, sir. Unakoti. Yes, let me now discuss about Unakoti. Unakoti is one of the largest historical places of India. Unakoti derives its name from the Unakoti hill. Next slide, please, sir. map of Unakoti, where it is located. Here we can see the map of Unakoti. It is about 178 kilometers from Agartala, the capital of Tripura. Next slide. History. The most interesting part of Tripura is one of the tourism place that Unakoti. Let me discuss about history. Another legend speaks of a fine artisan named Kalu Kumar who asked to accompany Parvati and Lord Shiva and their encourage on their journey to Mount Kailash. This was when Parvati suggests that he built 1 crore stone sculptures of Shiva and his company to appease the Lord. But the catch was that he had only one night to do so. Skilled at what he did, Kalu managed to make almost 1 crore sculptures, falling short by one. Next slide, please, sir. So, Unagoti as UNESCO. Recently, the Central declared the Unagoti as UNESCO World Heritage Site and granted 12 crore rupees to develop and manage major tourist place. Next slide, please, sir. So let me discuss about my next topic, that is Ujjanta Palace or the State Museum. Next slide, please, sir. Yes. The Ujjanta Palace, also known as Niyukma, is the former royal place of Tripura Kingdom built by Maharaja Radha Kishore Manikya in 1901, and the name was given by Ravindranath Tagore. Next slide, please, sir. Map of Ujjanta Palace, as it is located in the middle of Agartala. We can see it is in the middle of the city. Next slide, please, sir. History. Let us know about the history of the Ujjanta Palace. The place was constructed between 1899 and 1901 by Maharaja Radha Kishore Manikya the Burman and stands on the banks of two lakes surrounded by gardens inspired by European style. Next slide, please, sir. As now Ujjanta Palace is converted in the State Museum. Next slide, please, sir. Really, we are proud of Tripura that it consists of beautiful tourist places and temples. Next slide, please, sir. So, let me discuss about now wildlife sanctuary of Tripura. Yes, it is the second largest wildlife sanctuary. I hope you people guess that it is Trishna Wildlife Sanctuary. Trishna Wildlife Sanctuary is a wildlife sanctuary in Tripura in India. It is founded in 1988. It can be approached either from Belunia in the south of Sunamura in the north or in the north. The sanctuary covers an area of 163 square kilometer. Next slide, please. Krishna Wildlife Sanctuary. The sanctuary is situated in South Tripura district. It is 18 km 11 miles from the subdivisional town of Belunia and is connected with Agartala by state highway. It can be approached either from Belunia in the south or Sunamura in the north. Next slide, please, sir. Map. Now here we can see the map of Trishna Wildlife Sanctuary. Next slide, sir. Let us view some beautiful pictures of Trishna Wildlife.
So I guess Ritesh must be having some technical issues. Yes, he's back with us.
So as we see in the slide,
Sorry,
she was about to show us some pictures of the Trishna Wildlife Sanctuary. Can you just go to the next slide, please, sir? Yeah, it's very pretty, very pretty. The attraction of the sanctuary is like it has number of perennial water rivulets. There we will find water bodies, grasslands, and even there are patches of virgin forests, and they are very rich in vegetation.
I don't
Even
know.
we find the bison. You have to hear
Sorry,
people
I have
narrate for
disconnected due to
hours.
some technical issues.
No
Ma'am, can I
problem, no
start?
issue.
No problem,
One
Ritesh.
second. One second, Ritesh. I was just telling about the bison. People, this is the bison. People wait for hours to get a glance, to click some pictures of the bison that we find in this century. Over to you, Ritesh.
Yes, ma'am. Sir, please show the next slide. Sir, please show the next slide, please. Yes. Lastly, my last topic. God in name of God in Goddess temple. About the Tripuri name today. Laka Akhata Vika Burasa Nairo Boriro Sang Mautai Kuma Sungatrama Mailuma was the Tripuri name. Next slide, please. Next slide. About Khati Puja. Khati Puja is performed at the Choturdas temple 15 days after Ombabuchi. Rituals begin after the priest and his fellow priests take the 14 deities to a river. The bathing ceremony is performed at the deities are then the temple decorated with flowers and vermilion applied on the deities. Next slide, please, sir.
So, what here goes the history of who started the Kharchi Puja. As Ritesh, I think he's having some network issues. So, it was started by Maharaja Krishna Manikya Bahadur in
Slides
1760.
are not coming. Puja is one of the 7 days
So,
beautiful
please go to the next slide.
in
So, sir, you are
Okay.
requested to just go to the next slide, sir. Maybe Sir Ritesh is having some technical issues. It's okay. So let us view the temple during the Khachi Puja. See how beautiful it is. The lightings, these are very fascinating. So next slide, please. So, lastly, I just want to say that it was so glad for me to speak here, and really, those places are very interesting and beautiful places for me that I had ever visited in my life. So, once again, a happy National Tourism Day. Thank you so much.
So that was what Ritesh has to say. Thank you, Ritesh. And Debasrita, you were telling me something about your Hindi books. What did you read about Hindi books? In your Hindi books, there was some reference of Kallu, something like that you said.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I was about to add that. So, basically, about the history of Unakoti, a place, a UNESCO World Heritage Site in our state, Tripura. So, in our Hindi chapter of class 9th in Sanchayan book, there is a chapter named Kallu Kumar Ki Unakoti. So, what happened here is that in that chapter, it was taught that Kallu Kumar was a great devotee of Devi Parvati. But the thing is, Devi Parvati wanted him to come to Kailash, but Lord Shiva, he did not like Kallu Kumar. So he just challenged him. He challenged Kallu Kumar to make his 1 crore idol within one night. If he could do that successfully, then only he could come to Kailash. Kallu Kumar tried his best. He made one less than 1 crore idols of Lord Shiva in one day, in one night. But since he failed to make one more idol, Lord Shiva did not took him to Kailash. So this is the myth about Unakoti, that Una means one less than Koti. So that's
Yes.
how the place got its name. So this was the beauty of it. And also, like there are more myths about Tripureshwari Mandir, that it is a belief in Hinduism that the 52 out of 51 Shakti Pithas, one of the Pith fell in Udaipur in Tripureshwari Mandir, the right foot of Devi Sati, and the Pitha was Devi Tripura Sundari, and this is worshipped by all of us. We all know very well about Matawadi. It is like in Diwali, we do visit there once because it's very beautifully decorated in Diwali. Diwali is a big
And the
celebration in India.
Matabari Peda is, now even available in Flipkart too. So we have become so famous with some of the foods that are available only in our state. So with that, we have come to the end of our program. I would like to thank all who had been there on the other side of the screen, sharing your time with us. It was a discussion full of knowledge, wherein our students have gained so much of knowledge about our own state. As our chief guest has already said, that we should know our own state first, our own motherland, then we can move for other place. So one learning that we have learned from this panel discussion is to make a habit of traveling and knowing the new places, the unexplored places, because nature has so many things to give us. Thank you so much to all of you. Good night.
So thank you so much, everyone, for your valuable time, for giving us a valuable time and attending our panel discussion on National Tourism Day. And also, it's the eve of Republic Day. So in advance, I would like to wish you all a very happy Republic Day.